Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I always wonder how all these pilots are able to maintain their calmness even in the face of storm. I mean, like the only time we've heard of all this kind of thing happening is in the biblical coming of the storm by Jesus Christ. But like having to be in a situation whereby your flight or your plane encounters a very severe or serious storm, and then you see the air hostels. I mean the trained one now. Personally, I've not had the experience where the air hostels or the crew became, so afraid and they started fidgeting or anything. If you look at their eyes, they always communicate this level of confidence, this level of certainty, like, no, we trust our pilot. I mean, I don't know whether it's for them, we trust God, or I don't know what they really trust, or the training, or so they are just so firm that you get this level of confidence, like, okay, I think this is just the normal way, or this is just how it should feel like, especially for first time flyers. Now, for instance, I remember flying Royal Air Maroc, my first time going to New York then, and you know, we encountered this storm. That was my first time. And then I was like, oh, wait, hold it. What is going on here? And, as a sharp Nigerian guy that I am now, I didn't want to let them know that, oh boy, guy man is just flying for the first time. Oh. I was just surveying, okay, looking around, seeing everybody. Okay, I think this is how it feels like. Okay, so so we are not crashing. It's the recently we heard of the United Airline that had one of the engine now of one of their Boeing whatsoever now had an engine problem, and we saw how the pilot was able to communicate to the station at the airport, and was able to get through to them, telling them, okay, they have a mayday, 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 and narrated the problem, and they were able to, get the plane uh, on ground again without, any form of panic and all of that. Uh, so I think it's really it's a good thing because especially if you have first time flyers, that time, man, you can pee or shit your clothes, because I think that's a terrible experience. Imagine looking at the engine of your plane that is flying about 33,000 above sea level. Imagine watching the engine burning, and then you just thinking, oh God. Yeah, so just as if that was not enough, the pilot added that, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, we're gonna be having a smooth flight from Honolulu down to Los Angeles, and I enjoy you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. While we take you safely down to Los Angeles. So, I mean, that's me just trying to talk like them, or that's their way. They know how they do their things. So, like, getting on board, I sat down. You know, we have about 4 5 hours ahead of us. Uh, Beside me, the passenger that should sit in the middle didn't show up. So I had an elderly African American lady, woman seated, and just to add that, this mama didn't make the flight experience a pleasant one, because uh, when the pilot gave us that assurance after the first initial storm we had, and then he gave us the assurance that looking at his radar, the weather in Los Angeles is going to be beautiful, we are going to have a smooth flight, nothing to worry about. They have this calm way of talking that it smoothens your nerves and just makes you feel so relaxed, and you just feel like, come on pilot, take me down to my destination, let me enjoy the flight. So it happened that after that announcement that, okay, we are flying at about 34,000 feet above sea level, those things they say to scare you. Sometimes I feel, I mean, what is the essence of telling passengers at what feet we are flying. What am I supposed to do with that? Like pee on my pants, or like okay, so you are trying to tell me that this is how far you are taking us, right? That's not the time you want to sing that song. Carry me they go, Baba carry me they go, they go, they go. You don't want to sing carry me they go, pilot carry me they go, they go, they go. So like okay, we were like, yeah, we're just gonna enjoy this flight. And when that storm started, that mama beside me started telling me the story of her life. Like, I hope we're gonna make it. I hope we'll make it. And then, being the child of God I am now, I told mama, I said, yeah, I believe so. We are going to make it. Our lives are in the hands of God. I remember that was what I said. And God is going to be with us. We are going to land safely. I mean, I said this because I believe in the God I serve, but I must say that that was my worst flight experience, because I had to pray throughout that flight. My wife, she was gone already, enjoying her sleep, enjoying herself. She didn't even know what was going on. I felt, why me? Why didn't I sleep? I was praying and then like, God, just take me, let me sleep. Let me just sleep and have peace of mind, because I believe you are taking us to our destination. Bro, that didn't happen. That could have happened. God, I'm sure God answered that prayer. But for the mama that was beside me, this mama just, she was, I mean, I feel that she could have told me that let her sit by the aisle, so that at least she can go to the toilet as many times as she wanted. But she sat at the extreme end, close to the window. Just like I know a lot of you, and even myself, I like to sit at the window. I didn't get the window seat. I think even my wife too, we didn't get the window seat because I guess we didn't make our choices early enough. So she was just standing up, more like a flight that should be 4 5 hours. She stood up like countless times, and that was exacerbated, worsened by the fact that the storm was so severe that she was so scared. I could tell. Personally, I was scared because I've never had it that rough. So the plane shook so badly. She started telling me her story. Like she mentioned, I could remember that this flight, she was supposed to take this plane, this American airline flight to Los Angeles yesterday. And when she got to the airport, they told her, okay, the plane had an engine problem. Not engine problem now, but more like had a problem that they are going to be fixing, and it's going to take like an hour to two for them to get that fixed. And then she thought, oh, that's a bad idea. Any plane that you're going to fix before I get on board, no, 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 no. So that was how she said she had to leave. She took her leave because she didn't feel comfortable flying a plane that was repaired before flying. I mean, that's like the usual thing. All this plane, usually when they park them at the hangar, they do one or two things on it. But I feel that's the regular maintenance. That's why you have plane lasting up to 30 years, 20 something years. But yeah, I think that's just the thing with airplanes and all. So she went back home, and then she, of course, spoke with them, and they were able to reschedule a flight for the next day. And then she showed up, and that was how we were in the same plane. So she kept on, more like almost gonna start shedding tears. I hope we'll make it. I hope she said that many times. I hope we'll make it. I hope we'll make it. And this was because the plane was really, when I say shaking, this plane shook like hell. And for the pilot to have given us that level of confidence that we're going to have a smooth flight, you feel like, goodness, like, what is this? I know I was praying, God take control, come and be the pilot of this plane. Because at that point, it's only God that could have flown that plane, because this guy man that calls himself pilot, that has given us that level of confidence, all his predictions were more like opposite. So, once you have misinterpreted maybe your radar. I mean, I don't want to say misinterpreted, but obviously you told us you are going to have a smooth flight, and then we should. The first time you told us to brace up for a storm that didn't last for long, and then you afterwards you gave another announcement to say that okay, it's just going to be smooth down to Los Angeles, and then we still have like 3 hours ahead, and here we are having storm. And to tell you, my own diagnosis was that from my flight experience so far, I think one of the things the pilots do is that they tend to lower their altitude as soon as they start experiencing storm. They tend to go down a bit, more like to dodge the storm, and then if it continues, they go down. They keep on going down like that until they get to that level whereby they are no longer being threatened by the storm, and then maybe thereafter they go up again. So, but this pilot, one of the things I remember he told us at the beginning of the flight was that he's going to make sure that he gets us to our destination in 1 hour lesser than the usual time. I mean, of course, sometimes you see the arrangement for flight, they tend to like, okay, factor in the time for delays and all those things. But no, this is just like the normal radar. Like when you look at the plane flying at normal speed, the time of that flight should be 5 hours. So, but he said he was going to try his best to get us to our destination earlier by 1 hour. And how he was going to do that is that he's going to adopt a fast and furious approach. And what I saw in that was that as soon as we were encountering the storm, this guy was just, smashing through the storm, just going headways, hitting the storm, and the storm wasn't going to have it easy with him. So it became this kind of action and reaction thing. And then the plane shook so bad. I felt it badly because I was seated behind. I learned, from that experience that if you sit behind a plane, the experience is severe compared to those at the wing side or in the middle part of the plane. So it was so crazy that I couldn't sleep. And at the time I prayed to get a sleep, that the sleep eventually came. This mama will eventually tap me that she wants to go out to ease herself. And aside that, she constantly was, taking, I think the medication was for hypertension. I think she's hypertensive. And then she kept on overdosing herself with medications, talking, she was so worried that she thought the plane was going to crash. But thank God, as you can see, we didn't crash, we are safe. So that experience for me was a terrible one, and it made me realize that there's a level to which we can trust the pilot, and it's just God at the end of the day. I mean, experts will do their own, but I would say that for any normal person, you could pass out. For any normal person, you could pass out from having that experience. But for the fact that I had my hopes in Christ Jesus and not just in the pilot alone. So, yeah, for me, I think that was the worst experience I have had so far with flying. And I would just, I would want you to leave a comment below the comment section. What's your own flight experience? Have you ever had it rough or rougher than this? Let us know. Or if you have any question, just put them below the comment section, and we can, create another discussion room for discussion there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so just to say I appreciate you all for taking our time to listen to me. It's gonna get more exciting as time goes on, but we just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that I reach out to you all and then just tell you one or two things, or share one or two things with you today. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. So from me to you here, this is signing out. Peace. Bye.